Most people don't struggle with money because they don't earn enough. They struggle because they have no idea what to do first. Should you build an emergency fund? Pay off debt? Start investing? Here's what nobody tells you. Getting this order wrong will quietly cost you tens of thousands of dollars over your lifetime, maybe more. So let me show you the order that actually works. You know what's frustrating? Ask 10 people about money priorities, and you'll get 10 completely different answers. Your friend says, pay off every penny of debt first. Your coworker swears you should start investing immediately while you're young. Your parents think you should keep everything in cash just in case. And here's the thing, none of them are completely wrong, but doing these things in the wrong order, that's where people quietly sabotage their own progress. So let's clear this up once and for all. Before you do anything else, you need a little breathing room. I'm not talking about a massive emergency fund yet, just enough cash so that a flat tire or unexpected medical bill doesn't send you right back into debt. For most people, that's maybe 1 or 2 months of basic expenses, just enough to stop the cycle of taking 1 step forward and 2 steps back. This one simple step prevents you from constantly undoing your own progress. Once you've got that small buffer, high interest debt has to go. And I mean, this literally has to be your next priority. I've sat across from people who are patting themselves on the back for investing in index funds while they're still carrying credit card debt at 22%. They feel like they're being responsible, building for the future. But here's the math they're missing. That credit card debt is costing them a guaranteed 22% every single year. Show me an investment that reliably beats 22%. You can't because it doesn't exist. So while they think they're moving forward, they're actually going backwards. That's why high interest debt comes next, right after your small buffer. Now, what if you have a 3% student loan or a 4% mortgage? Generally speaking, with debt under 5%, you can start investing while making the minimum payments. The math favors investing in diversified index funds over paying off low interest debt early. But here's where emotions can override math, and not always in a good way. I had a client years ago who had borrowed money for a property in Europe at 1% interest. 1%! Imagine that. But he was using every dollar to aggressively pay down that loan because he didn't like having debt. Meanwhile, he could have been earning 8 to 10% in a diversified portfolio. He was essentially paying a 7 to 9% a year opportunity cost for the emotional comfort of being debt-free. Now, if being debt-free helps you sleep better, that certainly has some value. But make sure you're making that choice intentionally, not just because debt feels scary. The goal is to make informed decisions, not perfect mathematical ones. Only after you've got that expensive debt under control do you build a real emergency fund. For most people, we're talking 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. 3 months makes sense if you've got a stable income, no kids depending on you, and solid job security. 6 months or more if you're self-employed, you're the main breadwinner for your family, or your income jumps around a lot. Think of this as your financial shock absorber. It keeps you from having to make terrible decisions when life inevitably happens, like going back into debt or selling your investments at exactly the wrong time. Now, and this is important, only now does investing really start working in your favor. With your debt under control and a proper emergency fund in place, your investments can actually do what they're supposed to do. Just grow consistently without being constantly interrupted. And that's when you finally get to see compounding work its magic. Look, this isn't about being perfect, it's about reducing your risk while you build momentum. The small buffer stops the panic. Paying off debt stops the financial bleeding. The emergency fund gives you stability. And then investing builds your long-term wealth. Get this sequence right, and everything else becomes so much easier. In the next video, we're diving deeper into emergency funds specifically, because here's what I see all the time. People either keep way too little and stay financially fragile, or they keep way too much cash and quietly lose thousands of dollars to inflation over their lifetime. I'll show you how to find that sweet spot where your money stays both safe and productive. If you found this helpful, subscribe for more clear, practical, personal finance guidance. In the next video, we're going to talk about how much you actually need in that emergency fund. See you there.